Today, as I gently shuffle these cards, from the very first touch, I knew something sacred was surrounding you, Sagittarius. Not anxiety, but a message from a realm of light trying to reach your heart. It's not the rush, not the familiar urgency you often chase. It's something deeper, quieter, and perhaps something you haven't truly touched in a long time. If you can, pause for just a moment. Close your eyes, open your heart, because what you're about to hear is not just a message. It's an awakening waiting for you to remember it. And as this energy begins to unfold, I see clearly. There is someone, or rather a group of souls, from a higher realm, trying to guide you back to the part of your intuition that you've long forgotten. They never left, even when you drifted far from the territory of old memories. They've been watching over you, with a love that asks for nothing in return, with the patience of angels who expect nothing, but still remain. And I feel it so deeply now, the healing, protective presence of Archangel Raphael. He hasn't come to hold you back. He's here to remind you. You are worthy of care. You've spent your whole journey offering your ideals, your passion, your light. You've stood up for others. You've fought for truth. You've burned yourself just to illuminate the path. But today, Raphael wants you to stop and ask yourself one simple, honest question. What about you, Sagittarius? When was the last time you listened to your own voice? Because sometimes it's in the forgotten silence that the soul truly finds its way home. If these words are making your heart tremble just a little, if part of you feels as if someone is truly speaking to you through the veil, don't rush away. Write something down, a small affirmation, a silent recognition to mark that you have heard. You can write in the comments, I, Sagittarius, am ready to listen to what my soul once tried to forget. Because sometimes, only when you speak does the universe get permission to answer. And now, walk with me into this unfolding path, because what I'm about to share will help you see more clearly the secret rising from the deepest layers of your family line and your sacred role in releasing it. Dear Sagittarius, you are the light in many people's journeys. Even if you don't always see it, you carry the fire, you carry the hunger, you carry the courage of one who refuses to be shackled by fear. But today, may I ask you something so small and yet so immense? As you fight for the world out there, how often have you paused and asked, what about my heart? I don't ask so you'll feel weak. I ask because your soul may be tired and you've never quite let it breathe. Archangel Raphael is so near you right now, not to pull you back, but to hold you. The way an old friend might gently rest a hand on your shoulder and say, that's enough now, it's time to rest. Raphael sees clearly. You are someone who always fights for justice, for fairness, for love. But sometimes in that long and noble road, you forget to take care of yourself. And that's why I sit here, speaking these words to you, not to stop your journey, but to help you stand stronger as you continue. Do you remember the last time you sat in silence? No social media, no news, no direction, just you. And that small voice inside, the one you used to listen to as a dreamy child, but has since been drowned out by the noise of life. The dreams you once had, the intuition you once trusted, they haven't disappeared. They're simply waiting for you to return. Sagittarius, you have a rare and sacred gift. An intuition so strong, you can feel the shift in energy around you before it ever touches the physical world. Maybe you once dreamt of something, and then it happened. Maybe you felt in your gut that someone wasn't being honest, and you were right. Maybe you sensed something was off inside you, even when no one else could see it. That's not oversensitivity. That's spiritual connection. And it's time to trust it again. In the days ahead, important decisions will need to be made. I'm not here to tell you what to choose, but to remind you, you already have all the answers. They're not out there. They're inside you. But be cautious. The cards reveal there are some complex energies hovering around you right now. Not because you've done anything wrong, but because the light in you makes those who haven't yet found their own feel uneasy. Some people admire you, but they don't know how to express it except through jealousy. Some watch you, not to support you, but to find cracks in the light you shine. And so I invite you right now to say these words as a declaration to your soul. I, Sagittarius, release myself from all envious eyes. No negative energy has the power to divert my path. Write it down, say it aloud, make a note of it, because your words hold power, the kind that can call light back and push darkness away. But now I want to take you somewhere deeper, to a part of your past you've tried to forget. I see it clearly. You've given too much. In love, in friendship, even in your professional life. You've carried emotions that weren't even yours, because you believed, I'm strong enough to carry this for others. And maybe you've been betrayed by the one you trusted most, or disappointed by someone who promised they'd stay longer. But let me say this to you from the most sincere place in my heart. Being hurt is not a failure. It's proof that you lived with your heart wide open. And now, from those moments that once felt unfair, a gift is emerging. New people, real souls are on their way to you, not to use you, not to test you, but to help you heal. Are you ready to open your heart again, Sagittarius? Because if you're hearing this, they are already near. And one more thing, something the cards highlight as the final confirmation: divine justice is coming, not for revenge, but to restore balance to everything you once lost. Those who manipulated, denied, or deceived you, they will face what they've created, not because of any curse, but because of the laws of energy. Because truth always finds its way back. And you will be answered. Every ounce of love, every spark of light you've ever given will return to you. Nothing has been in vain, Sagittarius. Not a single effort of yours has been wasted. And finally, I feel so clearly the presence of someone you love deeply. Someone who once shielded you with a mother's gentle love. It may have been your mother, your grandmother, or a soul whose energy carried compassion and protection. She wants you to know you are never alone. She sees you, and she is always proud of the way you keep moving forward, even when the world once turned its back. Each time you feel empty, it's not because you're missing something. It's because that soul is whispering into your heart a truth the world is too loud to hear. And if these words have stirred something inside you, write it down as a vow to your soul. I, Sagittarius, am ready to open my heart and listen to the sacred message coming through. Click subscribe if you feel your spirit has just been gently reminded, and share this message if you believe someone else out there might also need this awakening, because maybe you are the bridge the universe is using to heal another soul. Dear Sagittarius, I believe. If you are still listening to these words, you already know a transformation is near. Not just any shift, but a deep, soul-altering kind of change that could redefine the way you see the world. I sense the presence of a spirit, a woman, perhaps a mother, a grandmother, or someone who once held you during your most vulnerable years. Her love never left. And every time you felt like something is watching over me, it was her, gently stepping closer, illuminating your path. Especially when you could no longer see it clearly yourself. But listen closely, Sagittarius. Just because something didn't stay doesn't mean it was a loss. Sometimes it's protection in disguise, the universe pulling you away from what was never meant to hold you. You don't have to carry the weight anymore. You don't have to hold on to what no longer belongs to you, just because you're afraid to start again. You're not starting from zero. You're starting from the light you managed to keep alive, from the pieces that once seemed broken but are now the most sacred parts of your soul. You're starting from experience, from wisdom, from growth. And I invite you once again to declare with me, I fully release myself from the past. My heart is open to love, peace, and abundance. Let these words sink into every cell of your being, because words carry energy, and when that energy comes from a true place, it opens doors you never imagined. And I sense something very clearly. You're standing at a turning point in your soul's mission. Something inside you has been reawakened. Maybe it's an idea, a project, a dream you once left behind. Go back to it, because this time you are not who you once were. And the world deeply needs this new version of you. Sagittarius, maybe you've been thinking of changing paths, shifting direction, learning something new. Maybe silently you've been feeling, if not now, then maybe never. And you're absolutely right. Your time is now. Success is closer than you think. As long as you stay loyal to your soul's calling and stop letting fear hold you back like it once did. And once again, I feel her presence, that gentle woman, the one who comforted you in the night, who held your hand through your first moments of life. She wants you to know you have never been alone, and you never have to push yourself just to prove your worth. If there's a part of you that's quietly tearing up right now, that's the sign you've touched something true. Leave a comment, a simple declaration to yourself. I, Sagittarius, am ready to step into the next chapter of my soul. And if you'd like to continue receiving sacred messages like this, hit subscribe and turn on the bell, because what's coming in the next part might make you look at your entire life through a whole new lens. Sagittarius, I know you're the kind of person who can laugh in a crowd, but break down in the quiet of night over things no one knows. You're used to hiding the bruises inside, so you can keep being the strong one, the inspiration, the one who never stops. But the truth is, a heart held in too long isn't a strong heart. It's a heart that needs to be released. I'm not here to tell you to stop fighting. I'm just gently reminding you, even the fiercest warriors need time to cry. If there's something you've never said, a sorrow you've been holding in, a dream you let go because you thought maybe it wasn't meant for me, this is your moment to bring it into the light. Remember, healing doesn't come from pretending to be okay. It comes from daring to not be okay. Maybe what you're holding in your heart is an unfinished goodbye, a dream left halfway, a goal you once set and never reached. Whatever it is, face it with soft eyes. Because you don't have to be angry at yourself to move on. Forgiveness doesn't mean erasing the past. It means allowing the future to enter. And I see it so clearly now. A fresh new energy is moving toward you. It's not rushing. It's not loud, but it carries hope, joy, and something you've never experienced before. But it may not be easy to recognize at first, because the biggest opportunities often come disguised as something small. A conversation that seems meaningless, a chance encounter, an offer you once thought was insignificant, but each of those tiny steps could be leading you towards something far greater. And you don't have to walk this path alone. There are people who truly want to walk beside you, souls who see the real worth inside you, not because you've been strong, but because they can feel how silently you've fought. Give them the chance to come closer, and give yourself the chance to receive. Because sometimes, the deepest healing doesn't happen alone. It happens when you allow someone to love you the right way. I also feel something very strong here, tied to your life's mission. You're not like the others. You carry a gift, the ability to connect, to guide, to awaken something in others just through your authentic presence. But I know sometimes you doubt yourself. You wonder, am I really on the right path? Why is everything taking so long? And the answer is this: because you're not walking an ordinary path, you're walking a soul path. Every lesson, every trial, every moment you thought you failed has been shaping you for the role you were born to embody. You're not late, you're not lost. You are exactly where you need to be. And before we close today's journey, I want you to do something very small. Acknowledge yourself. You've come further than you think. You've survived days you once thought you couldn't. You've held on to your light even when no one else believed in it. And if no one's told you this before, let me be the one to say it. I am proud of you. And so is your soul. If something in these words made your heart quietly tremble, that is not an accident. Leave a sign, a comment, a sentence whispered from your heart to confirm to the universe that you are ready. You might write, I, Sagittarius, choose to release what no longer serves my soul. Or simply, I'm ready to step into my most authentic self. And if this message feels like a divine awakening to you, hit like, share it with someone else, because the light you spread today might be the reason another soul rises tomorrow. And finally, listen to your intuition, Sagittarius. That voice isn't loud, it doesn't demand, but it is always right. It knows who is approaching you with sincerity and who carries energies that no longer align with your path. You don't need to second-guess your instincts anymore. You've seen enough. You've felt enough. Now is the time to trust it as the sacred compass handed to you by the universe itself. And if I could leave you with just one last message, it would be this. Be kind to yourself, Sagittarius. Don't let your noble ideals lead you down a path of self-inflicted wounds. You don't have to strain. You don't have to prove your worth. You already are enough, just as you are, in this very moment, in your imperfect form. In truth, it's that very imperfection that makes you so lovable. Allow yourself to stumble. Allow yourself to make mistakes. Allow yourself not to have all the answers yet, because the most important thing is not to be perfect, but to live with love, with authenticity, and with inner peace. You are standing at a sacred threshold, a doorway to shed the old and open your heart to a new life, lighter, brighter, and truer to the essence of your soul. If something in these words has touched a deeply personal place in your heart, that is no coincidence. You are ready, and the universe is ready to receive you. You are not walking alone. Not ever. There are souls walking beside you, guardian angels, loved ones who've passed on, and unseen guides full of love. Every time you see sunlight filtering through the leaves, every time you dream of someone who is no longer here, every moment you suddenly feel held and loved, even when no one is near, that is them. They never left you. If these words have stirred something within you, I truly want to know, what part of this message resonated the most? You can share it in the comments, or simply write a gentle sentence as a message to your own soul. I, Sagittarius, give myself permission to step into the next chapter of my spiritual journey. Share this reading if you believe the light you've received today might also be the very first ray of hope for someone else out there who's been waiting. Thank you for taking this time. Thank you for listening with your heart, and thank you for existing in this world with your one-of-a-kind light.